with me is an independent lawyer and an expert on transitional justice. He's not a member of MAP, but he's here to provide a second view, particularly in relation to effective mechanisms through hybrid courts. The MAP was established to provide independent monitoring, advice and recommendations on the transitional justice mechanisms in Sri Lanka. And we do this very much from a victim's perspective. It's composed of international lawyers from a range of countries and backgrounds, including some of the most experienced international criminal lawyers in the world. Peter Haynes, QC, is now the head victims lawyer at the Special Tribunal for Lebanon. Heather Ryan from the US was the chief monitor of the Cambodian Tribunal. Andrew Iannuzzi has worked for many years across Africa and Asia. Justice Shah is one of the senior judges in India, and I have worked on transitional justice and international war crimes courts for over 20 years. So we know very well the strengths and the weaknesses of various judicial mechanisms that have been set up in the post-conflict environment, and what's clear is that there have been many mistakes made in the past. There's been no perfect tribunal, and what's important for Sri Lanka is that they learn those lessons and don't repeat the same mistakes again. So our reports and our press releases aim to inform this debate of how to deal with those horrendous war crimes and crimes against humanity that were committed during the Sri Lanka armed conflict. They were some of the most serious crimes of this century. And I think that all of the MAP members are very well aware that the right choices made now will help foster accountability and reconciliation. But the wrong choices will waste yet another opportunity to bring justice to the victims. And not only that, but it will remain an obstacle to political stability for many years to come. The quest for justice started off on the right foot, and I think there was a great deal of hope when Sri Lanka co-sponsored the resolution in October 2015 here at the Human Rights Council. Many of us hoped, perhaps naively, that the Sri Lanka government was genuine and wanted to bring justice to the Sri Lankan victims. Perhaps we were naive to think that the Sri Lankan government wanted to start a new chapter, to turn the page, and to bring the communities together. Unfortunately, what's happened since suggests that has never been, in fact, the case. Now, the Human Rights Resolution, which has been discussed this week at the Human Rights Council, includes, of course, several transitional justice measures, but perhaps the most controversial one is the establishment of a hybrid court with international participation, is the word used in the resolution. Now, the only sensible interpretation of that participation is that the Council wanted to include international judges on the panels making decisions, and it wanted to include an international prosecutor sitting alongside a local prosecutor with the power to make decisions. And the Council wanted to include defence lawyers who would be able to speak in court, and representatives of victims who would be able to speak in court. That's the only sensible interpretation. Unfortunately, the government has given this provision a more and more narrow interpretation, and has said, in effect, that participation can mean a little bit of advice from the sidelines, but doesn't necessarily mean any real decision-making power. Now, that's disingenuous at best, and anyone that understands international justice and the hybrid court mechanism knows that that was never the intention of the Council. There has to be real decision-making power by the judges, by the foreign judges,